Holiday season is right around the corner, which can inspire thoughts of giving without receiving anything in return, time spent cozying up indoors with loved ones, and bonding together as a community. But not on this day, because today is Black Friday. And on Black Friday, we take without regard for others, mob shopping malls and department stores, and act like it's every man for themselves. While you may know that Black Friday has become the unofficial poster child for American consumerism, you may not know where the term actually originates from. There's a common myth floating around which states that the reason the day is called Black Friday is because companies would sell so many products on this day that they would become profitable for the year, or in other words, in the black. For those of you who aren't familiar with the financial terminology, in the red means losing money and in the black means profiting. But this myth simply isn't true. If companies were all relying on this one single day of the year to be profitable, then A, our entire economy would have already collapsed, and B, Black Friday would be an insanely crazy day of the year. Okay, so maybe it is an insanely crazy day of the year, but that's still not the true origin. The real story is that Black Friday was most likely first used by police in Philadelphia in the 1950s to describe the craziness that would ensue when suburban shoppers and tourists would flood the city the day after Thanksgiving for the annual Army versus Navy football game. Police had to deal with massive amounts of traffic and increased shoplifting because the streets and stores were completely overrun, and therefore they hated working on this Friday. It wasn't until much later that the term was co-opted and used to describe a similar stampede of consumerism. Another secret that you might not know about Black Friday is the true intention behind the event. This is something that the CEO of Target expressed beautifully. What I've been most interested in is what's in the customer's basket. You look at the people who you know came out for a specific item, but then they've actually taken the time to shop other categories, which is really important. The fear here is seeing baskets or carts with one item. Of course, stores on Black Friday have their doorbuster deals where they deeply discount desirable items, but this isn't really what they want you to buy. These doorbuster deals are just to get you inside. Once inside, the real plot begins. How about that random snow globe item? That looks pretty good right about now. Or that whiskey tasting set. Maybe not. I actually do hate whiskey. And while that TV may be 50% off, these random items certainly weren't. This is the real purpose of Black Friday. The competition between stores vying for your business has gotten so fierce that stores are opening up their doors earlier and earlier. One year, Toys R Us went so far as to open on 5 p.m. on Thanksgiving Day itself, with their CEO stating, "We did it a year ago and did it yesterday," and the consumer response was overwhelmingly positive. Consumers were shopping the entire store, not just shopping our specials. That competitiveness doesn't just apply to stores. Consumers themselves become primal on this fateful Friday, and uncivilized or downright violent behavior is sadly not uncommon. There's even a website called Black Friday Death Count. If you're as shocked as I was when I was first doing my research for this video, you may be wondering what we can do to fight against this tide of extreme consumerism. Well, the first thing I would say is that the CEO of Target actually gave us a great little nugget at the end of his quote, in which he said, "The fear here is just seeing a cart with just one item." And that's because that one single item is probably that deeply discounted item, the doorbuster deal, to get you inside the door. This item might actually be a loss leader, which is an item that stores are willing to actually lose money on in order to try and get you to come into the store, purchase that product, but with the hopes that you'll also buy other products, and in that way they'll be able to profit on you even though they lost money up front on this lost leader item. We can actually use this knowledge to our advantage by just buying that one single discounted item if we had already intended to buy it. And the key is to not buy any additional products. Thereby we get a great product at a discounted price and we don't fall into that trap. Now this obviously requires some discipline, so do this at your own discretion. Now if you're someone who's considering not participating in the Black Friday mayhem at all, here's 3 ideas to think about. Idea number 1, Giving Tuesday. We know that following Black Friday, there's Cyber Monday, but have you heard of Giving Tuesday? To be honest, I hadn't either until I researched for this video. Giving Tuesday is a movement that started in 2012 as a counter to the consumerism of holiday shopping, and it has been steadily picking up steam ever since. According to Wikipedia in 2013, approximately $28 million was donated to various causes, and most recently in 2018, that number has actually climbed to approximately $400 million due to large organizations like Microsoft jumping on board. Ever the philanthropist, Bill Gates raised awareness of Giving Tuesday on his personal blog, Gates Notes, back in 2012. The growth of $28 million to $400 million represents 1,400% of growth in just 5 years. Now that level of interest is certainly encouraging, and maybe, just maybe, one day we could see Giving Tuesday be as popular as Black Friday. If Giving Tuesday is something that interests you, just search Giving Tuesday on Google to pull up the relevant organizations in your area. The day centers around acts like making donations to charity or volunteering for the day. But it can be something as simple as an everyday selfless act that reminds us what the true holiday spirit is all about. If the thought of Black Friday makes you sick, consider participating in Giving Tuesday. Idea number 2, make a gift. Gifts don't always need to be things, but if you do want to gift something, consider making it yourself. All of my favorite gifts that I have ever received have been something that someone has made me, like this awesome portrait of my dog, or this set of mallow beads, or even this simple card. Everyone has something that they're talented at, and expressing this to a friend or loved one carries a sentiment that often beats a store-bought gift. It might take minutes or it might take hours, but every second that you put into a gift that you personally make for someone is a second spent thinking and caring about them. Now you might say to me, but Steve, I'm not good at anything. And I would say that, you know what, that's a bunch of bullcrap, because I think that everybody has something unique that they bring to the table. Do you remember that commercial on TV way back in the day? The one that was like,
"What's your thing?"
And then the one kid was like,
"Bugs."
And he had a bunch of bugs. And the other kid was good at magic, and I think he like sawed his sister in half, and she said something like, I hope you do, because otherwise you're probably like, what the heck is this guy talking about? But trust me, it was just a really wholesome commercial that encouraged everyone to express their uniqueness in their own way, and that's what I would like you to do. Idea number 3, gift an experience. Experiences allow us to capture a moment in time with another person, and all the emotions that come with it. Experiences can be something as straightforward as a dinner or tickets to a show, but they can also be something that you invent yourself. I've been told before that I'm a bit of a hopeless romantic, and I definitely have a bit of a soft spot in my heart for kind of cheesy things like scavenger hunts or picnics. And I think that there's a lot of people out there who appreciate those sorts of sentiments, or at least I would hope. And the great thing about experiences that you come up with yourself is that you don't even necessarily need to spend money on them. You can be creative and instead just put in some time and careful thought. While Black Friday may not be as crazy as it was just a few years ago, with the advent of Cyber Monday and the increasing propensity of stores to stretch sales across the entire holiday season, I still think that this time of year is tainted by the stress and pressure to buy things. I hope that this video has taught you some things that you didn't know about Black Friday and has made you more aware of things like Giving Tuesday, which is something that I very much look forward to more of. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, I hope that you enjoyed it. And if you did, consider checking out the rest of my channel. I make videos about personal finance. And if you have been watching my videos, then you may notice that this one's a little bit different from some of the other ones that I've done so far, and that's because I'm still trying out new things. I'm pretty new to all of this, so please let me know what you thought of this down below in the comments, because I love all the feedback that I get from you guys. And I will see you again soon.